Hello YouTube. So I was working on a different video when someone on Facebook commented on an article, and that led me to something that I felt like I need to comment on. It's the story of supposed sexism taking place on LinkedIn. Now I'm going to put the article on the screen here. It's by someone named Charlotte Proudman, and the title is "I've been called a feminazi for calling out a sexist man on LinkedIn, but I spoke out for all women." So let's see how accurate this is. The article starts, "On Monday afternoon, I returned home from work and logged onto my LinkedIn account to find a sexist message." Remember that, it's a sexist message from a senior partner of a law firm sitting in my inbox. The contents of the message focus on my physical appearance rather than my professional legal skills as a barrister in family law. Now she quotes the message, which I will now read to you. "Charlotte, delighted to connect. I appreciate that this is probably horrendously politically incorrect, but that is a stunning picture. You definitely win the prize for the best LinkedIn picture I have ever seen. Always interested to understand people's skills and how we might work together. Alex." So this is the message that got her upset. This is the message that she defines as sexist. I understand that maybe commenting on the quality of someone's picture in a, I guess, professional setting, even though LinkedIn isn't just purely professional as much as it wants to be, I can see how that's not quite professional. But there is nothing here that's blatantly sexist. He could simply be saying that it's a high quality photo, like it looks like it was done by a professional photographer. That could be all he's saying. Now, before we go on with the article, I'm going to read to you her response to this, which I'm sure is going to be perfectly reasonable. "Alex, I find your message offensive. I am on LinkedIn for business purposes, not to be approached about my physical appearance or to be objectified by sexist men. The eroticization of women's physical appearance is a way of exercising power over women. It silences women's professional attributes as their physical appearance becomes the subject. Unacceptable and misogynistic behavior. Think twice before sending another woman, half your age, such a sexist message. Charlotte." So this is what this person deems a reasonable response to someone complimenting the quality of their photo on LinkedIn. They're not saying it's an unprofessional thing to do. They're saying that it's a sexist thing to do. It's misogynistic. It's objectifying women. It's eroticizing women. So even the most innocent comment is now completely misogynistic. It's completely sexist. Essentially what she's saying is there's no way to compliment a woman's appearance in a professional setting without being called misogynistic and sexist. That's the environment that this woman wants the professional world to be in, which is completely and utterly ridiculous. But let's go on with the article and see what she has to say for herself. "Like many women and men," because apparently that's important to put that there. Anyways, "I signed up to LinkedIn to connect with professionals in order to enhance my career prospects. Instead, I have received several messages commenting on my appearance and asking me to go on a date. After a catalog of these similar incidents, I decided to call out sexist behavior by a fellow lawyer by publishing his message and my response on Twitter." So if you've received actual sexist messages, because this message was not sexist, you could argue that it's unprofessional. There is no way you could say it's eroticization, objectification, misogynistic. That's just ridiculous. But if you've had people like professionals that are in a position of power or older than you in the same career, that kind of thing, and they're just using LinkedIn to ask you for a date, why don't you post those messages? Why are you calling out those people? Maybe it's because those people are just random assholes or trolls or whatever and don't matter. Maybe you're only calling out this person because he's in some sort of position of power and you think it's okay to attack him because he's a white man in a position of power. While I'm very much aware of the importance of privacy, I'm not sure you are, but let's just assume that you are, I named the solicitor who sent the message because, in my view, the public interest of exposing sexism outweighed any right to privacy here. So if you think someone is acting sexist, whether they're acting sexist or not, if you think they're acting sexist, it is perfectly okay to invade their privacy. Right, that sounds like an awful world to live in. Anyways, if people don't experience the repercussions for their actions, which are plainly wrong, then their behavior will not change, and neither will sexist culture. All too often, women are afraid to speak up about these small, yes, very small, but significant comments on their appearance, which happen every single day. In this instance, I was particularly taken back as this message was sent by a senior legal professional. So there you go. That's why she did it. This is why she's invading his right to privacy, because he's a senior legal professional and therefore deserves to be attacked. Because, he didn't work to get there. He only got there by being a white male. That's why he's there. He doesn't deserve to be there. Anyways, as lawyers, we have a duty to uphold the law, including laws surrounding gender equality and sex discrimination. Instead, the bar is home to rampant sexism. If this is your example of rampant sexism, then I doubt that there's any sexism in the bar. One report recently published by the Bar Council found that the legal professional is rife with prejudice against women. I would like to see that report because I sincerely doubt it's unbiased. Anyways, needless to say, however, my profession isn't the only one. After tweeting about my experience and receiving a fair share of ironic sexist abuse because of it, other women contacted me to let me know what they'd experienced on their own professional endeavors. Yes, I'm sure other people have been complimented before. It's horrible. It's horrible that if you look good, people compliment you. I know, what a horrible world we live in. Now, there's one thing that needs to be said here that I haven't seen anyone say, and that's when you create a LinkedIn account, the default is that there is no profile picture. It's just a blank screen. So she took the time to pick a photo of her and put it on. And she took the time to pick a photo where she looks good in the photo. Now, why would she do this? Why would you bother to put a photo on your LinkedIn profile where you look good, if not to try and gain some professional advantage for having a photo where you look good? So she'd be perfectly fine if this guy hired her partially based on how good she looks in her photo, but he's not allowed to say anything openly. You get what I'm saying? There are advantages to looking good in a professional setting. People who look attractive do better in professional settings. But they don't want anything else that goes with that. They want the advantages but none of the disadvantages. Where have we seen this before? Anyways, that's just what I wanted to say about this article. I'm going to go back to working on my previous video. The article does go on, but I think I've said everything I need to say about it. So be sure to like, dislike, subscribe, or share this video as you see fit, and I wish you all the best.